Hello, and welcome back to another shoutcast of the HyperLeague. We are looking at the match between Filthy Rich and MisterTomo, about to jump into their second game. The first game, of course, MisterTomo took, so we're going to see if Filthy Rich can do any better in this round, maybe push us off to a third game in this match. So let's jump in. We've got MisterTomo taking the Space Marines this time, and Filthy Rich on the Dark Eldar once more on Emerald River. See, MisterTomo is typically playing the Imperial Guard, so this will be interesting to see how he does with a race that he's not that familiar with. Let's see, he does immediately start building a squad of scouts. Meanwhile, we've got a squad of mandrakes coming out for Filthy Rich. Let's see, he is sending his tortured slave out to build, presumably. Has not actually started building anything yet. 20 seconds into the match. No buildings going down as yet, but at least has that squad being built. Meanwhile, we got a plasma generator going down for MisterTomo and his squad of scouts going out to grab a point. No additional units being built just yet. He may be researching what he's got over there. He's got another tortured slave being built. First squad of mandrakes going out to grab a point for Filthy Rich. Still no actual buildings going down yet. This is interesting choice. Okay, there's the Hollow Blood going down at 50 seconds. Meanwhile, we got a Chapel Barracks going down just about the same time for MisterTomo. So Filthy Rich has not lost that much time in this particular situation. Got 1 point captured for Filthy Rich. His tortured slaves aren't doing anything at the moment, just standing around. Again, similar to the Protoss from StarCraft, the Dark Eldar do not need to stay to make their buildings. They just send their worker to begin it, and then it finishes on its own. Let's jump back here. Let's see, we got Tomo's scouts are going out to grab more points. Again, he's usually had a pretty solid recon or econ play. Alright, so we had sniper rifles research there for the Scout Marines. We'll have to see if he actually gives them any, but that would definitely be a good thing to have against any mandrakes or warrior squads, to try to whittle them down before they actually get into close combat. Let's see, meanwhile, we do have the first warrior squad being built by Filthy Rich. And queued up after that, his Archon.
Squad deployed.
We do have one squad of Space Marines out for MisterTomo now. Not going anywhere just yet.
Secure.
He is getting a listening post built, however. Got more points down. So we've got 44 requisition for MisterTomo versus 38 for Filthy Rich. So Filthy Rich is behind a little bit, but he is not that far behind, so he can definitely still catch up here. Got a couple of plasma generators going down. MisterTomo is continuing to expand across the map, grabbing more points. Good stuff. More listening posts going down. Again, getting those LPs built is critical. It increases your requisition, but also fortifies the point, makes it harder for your opponent to take it back from you. Let's see, got a claim on a relic going down by MisterTomo. Meanwhile, the Archon is now finished. Let's see. Filthy Rich is also reinforcing that squad of warriors. Got the listening post finished for MisterTomo. He does seem to be taking it a little bit easier than he normally does, at least with his Imperial Guard. Quite likely just from a lack of familiarity with the army. Got another Tower of Loathing going down for Filthy Rich. Still no more units being built, however. It's, he's got 150 now, so he definitely could make another squad of warriors if he wanted to. He should have enough to do a couple different types of buildings as well. So it may just be indecisiveness or not really knowing what he should do next, perhaps. Meanwhile, MisterTomo is building his Force Commander. Let's see, he's also got his Space Marine squad filled out pretty well. Still no sniper rifles on his scouts. Moving out, we're going to see a conflict here. First fight between the two sides. Those mandrakes are going to tear apart those scouts if they fight them, but they're not. They're moving in to decap that point. This is actually a pretty bad decision. Should have fought those scout marines until they retreated and then taken out that servitor before he could finish this heavy bolter. That heavy bolter is not going to be finished before this relic is decapped, but they're not going to be able to kill the bolter before it finishes, especially if they're going to actually try to cap it. That bolter is going to finish, wipe out those mandrakes. That was a complete waste of a squad, because MisterTomo is going to be able to just immediately retake this point. He's realized something's going wrong at this point, but it's too late. That heavy bolter turret is finished. His squad is going to get chased off. Meanwhile, the squad of scout marines come around to support from the side. Those warriors are going to cause some good damage to that heavy bolter turret. May even drop it with the support of that Archon. So it looks like he is going to actually be able to probably take this area back. That said, his other squad of mandrakes is about to get wiped out. The force commander is going to be able to come up and support. He's not going to be able to hold this position. He doesn't have enough forces. MisterTomo is pushing up now. He does have a sniper rifle out now. He needs to stop and actually fire with it for that to do any good. But and yep, the sniper rifle got taken out by the Incubi before he even got a shot off. That's too bad. However, the Space Marines are going to be able to very easily take out these warriors. Again, the warriors are excellent firing into things. They do not do well in melee like this. The Incubi are trying to occupy them a bit, but yeah, there's just too many Space Marines. Meanwhile, let's see, got another squad of Space Marines, an upgraded LP with the bolter turrets. MisterTomo is actually fortifying various areas around the map. Not a bad decision. Yeah, the Archon is going to fall back. Wise choice there on the part of Filthy Rich. He does have another warrior squad out, but he's going to need some more support. He needs more mandrakes out. He does have his Homunculus laboratory down, which is going to let him get some upgrades. However, that's not going to do him much good if he doesn't have the right types of troops to hold the line. He has upgraded his Tower of Loathing, so it's able to fire back now, provide him a little bit of defense, and keep MisterTomo at bay. However, we are looking at requisition of 62 versus requisition of 80 for MisterTomo. MisterTomo is winning the econ race at the moment, about to grab a relic for himself over there again, so he's going to have both relics under lock pretty shortly here. Does not have either of the critical locations yet, but he certainly could take them. Got a slave chamber going down for Filthy Rich to increase his pop cap. Maybe even throw down the cages on this to give him the demoralize ability. Jump back to MisterTomo. Let's see. He does have over 270 requisition now, not building anything as yet. Could be because of the amount of requisition. Well, he does have his armory down up here now, so he can upgrade his troops, give them better gear. He could immediately just give them flamers. He is taking that critical point down here now. That is going to give him a bit of a leg up in this match. Got another heavy bolter turret going down, really fortifying this forward position. Again, it's something that MisterTomo excels at. So we got two warrior squads and the Archon, an upgraded Archon squad with poison blades and like that. So this is going to be pretty devastating if MisterTomo doesn't change what he's doing here. He does have two sniper rifles, but again, what we're seeing here is the Dark Eldar doing what they're supposed to. Got a squad tanking up front while the warriors fire into it. Now the warriors have ran up. This is very bad positioning now. They're in a spot where those bolters are going to be able to start tearing into them very quickly here. And the Archons are messing with the scout squad rather than keeping the Force Commander occupied, which is allowing the Force Commander to cause really heavy damage to those warriors. They are causing heavy damage still, but with that Force Commander in the background and the Archon focusing on the bolter turret, yeah, Archon's down, warriors have nobody tank for them, they are just going to get ripped apart now. Filthy Rich is pulling them back. Again, wise decision there, but took a lot of damage that could have been avoided if he had made sure that the positioning was correct and that those warrior squads stayed back rather than running up like that. Let's see, we do have the Archon retinue improvement going down, as well as the Archon being rebuilt, and 3 squads of warriors being built. He really does need to get some more tank squads out, some more melee squads to soak up some of that damage if those warrior squads are going to do any good. Meanwhile, MisterTomo not building anything from his forward units. No more resources going down in the armory at the moment. However, he does have that critical location secured. Got a couple of plasma generators going down to increase his energy supply.
Ever vigilant.
So he does have his upgrades for his troops started, as you can see by the shinies on them. So he does not have a geothermal generator down just yet, but he certainly could get one down soon if he chose to. See, pretty slow at the moment. Both players are seemingly just waiting for things to finish at the moment. MisterTomo has over 300 requisition. He certainly could do something. He does have his a squad of assault marines coming in, and he's upgrading some of his listening posts. So these are definitely some good choices. He's definitely got more he could be doing. He could be upgrading more listening posts, making more troops, maybe laying down a machine cult. See, Filthy Rich is moving some of his troops up. He doesn't have as many resources, but he does have some. He is getting some of his other upgrades in, including his splitter cannons and power blades. Those will certainly help him out in some of these firefights, especially to level the playing field a little bit against some of the upgrades that MisterTomo's troops have gotten. See, those assault marines have moved forward. We also see power weapons and plasma pistols going down for MisterTomo. That will actually give him a bit of an edge over Filthy Rich. Got another slave chamber going down. Increase the pop cap. So we don't see a lot of upgraded towers for Filthy Rich yet. Got a couple, but still certainly have some that are missing. We also see that second critical location now grabbed by MisterTomo. That means that the take and hold victory countdown has begun. All the impetus is now on Filthy Rich to act. He has to take one of those points, or the match will be over in 6.5 minutes. MisterTomo is filling out that assault marine squad, getting them prepared for some good battles. See, it looks like we are moving forward a little bit here, perhaps. Yep, got sniper rifles going off on the Archon. A lot of flamers. Warrior squads are moving in to help support. Got a little bit too close there, taking some damage. But that is a lot of firepower shooting into this whole mass. If the Archon can stay upright, this is definitely going to cause a lot of damage to MisterTomo. Again, the firepower coming in from those Dark Eldar is superior. However, if you can get some more squads stuck in and disrupt that fire, we'll have an edge here. Especially if he... Okay, so his assault marines are actually attacking the Tower of Loathing over here. Probably should have jumped them in over here just to help, because again, his squads have broken, has lost that front, and he's having to retreat now. Again, Filthy Rich making a bit of a bad decision by pushing forward at the moment without the support. His warrior squads are getting chewed up by that heavy bolter and upgraded LP. His Archon squad is going to be able to take down this LP, especially with the support of that secondary warrior squad, but he's going to needlessly lose this warrior squad, most likely. Let's see. Okay, with support, with the other support, he was able to take it out. So he's actually going to decap that relic. Not a bad thing there. Those assault marines are getting taken out by that listening post. A single squad is usually never a good thing to send after an LP. Certainly not an upgraded one like that. Meanwhile, MisterTomo did kind of sneak in and take out one of the other LPs. Is decided not to actually try to take that point back from MisterTomo. So we do see Filthy Rich taking that relic back, but again, he's going to need to take one of those critical locations if he's going to get back into this match. We do have a squad of assault marines coming in. He needs to get the Archons forward. Interesting. So the Assault Marines actually ran past. That was probably a bit of a command error on the part of MisterTomo. Should have gotten stuck into the warrior squad. Yeah, that was a very bad macro from MisterTomo there. Those Assault Marines could have lasted considerably longer if they got stuck into one of the warrior squads rather than taking on the Archon.
4 minutes until
So again, we see here the massive firepower of the Splinter rifles and Splinter cannons from the Dark Eldar. Those Space Marines are not going to be able to hold up to that. They're going to be able to move in here and take out this forward point as well. Meanwhile, MisterTomo is moving some units in around the side of Filthy Rich's base, perhaps try to take out some of this other buildings to take out some of his logistical infrastructure. We do see a lot of damage going down to MisterTomo's buildings, however. This is a very formidable force that Filthy Rich has, with a upgraded squad with the Archon to tank. Decapping another point, taking more requisition away from Filthy Rich. Oh, sorry, away from MisterTomo. MisterTomo is now down below 100. Just went down to 92 now. Filthy Rich is only 56, however, because he's not been upgrading his points as much.
they can hold
So we
victory.
do see a heavy bolter down on that Marine squad. That will certainly help them in those firefights. We are now down to 2 minutes and 46 seconds, however. Got several squads of Space Marines, including an Assault Marine squad. This could do well if he micros well, but we'll have to see if that happens. MisterTomo has not been showing very good micro with his Space Marines so far in the match, versus Filthy Rich has definitely gotten better from his first game. So here we see those the rocket launcher, the plasma pistols, all of that is going to be causing a lot of damage to that Tower of Loathing. This squad is going to be able to take it out. One squad with weapons intended to take out buildings can certainly do well there. We do see Filthy Rich coming in now. Again, just the sheer amount of firepower is certainly helping here. But yeah, so now he's got his Archon stuck into that squad. That's what's going to allow him to really mop up that squad. So they're down. So from a army standpoint, MisterTomo does currently have the superior force, but again, because of his poor micro, Filthy Rich could easily wipe out that entire force with the group that he's got, but he can't afford to do that. He has to take one of those points. He's only got 1:30 left. If he does not get to one of those points quickly, then this match is going to be over, despite the fact that Filthy Rich actually has a bit of an upper hand at the moment. Again, MisterTomo does very clearly have superior forces, but only if they're used properly. Here we see another post going down. He's not taking out the heavy bolter turret. That is going to whittle down his squad. I don't think he has actually had enough to fight back against MisterTomo's forces now. MisterTomo's Space Marine squad, especially surrounding the warrior squad like that, they're going to be able to whittle them down very quickly. Filthy Rich's forces have been broken. He's going to have to fall back. He's not going to have a chance to grab that critical point that's very close to his base, but he's not going to have a chance to get to it now. So it looks like this is going to be the end of this game, which means it's going to be 2-0 for MisterTomo. MisterTomo will have taken the match. Congratulations to MisterTomo for that victory in round 1 of the HyperLeague. Better luck next time to Filthy Rich. He's definitely got some solid chops in his unit composition, and he's got very good micro that is improving every game. Likely going to be a very formidable force later on in the league. But for now, once again, well done, MisterTomo, and we will see what happens in the next rounds with both of these players. Thank you, everyone else, for watching. Stay tuned, and we look forward to showing you more shoutcasts in the future.